Hello everyone and welcome to this module of the electrician tray. In today's session, we shall learn about the design layout of the control cabinet, assemble control elements and wiring accessories for forward and reverse operation of an induction motor. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to draw the control and power circuit for forward and reverse operation of the motor, mark the layout on the control panel, wire up the accessories, arrange the wiring by routing, bunching, and tying, test the control panel for forward and reverse of the induction motor. The required components and tools are 1 trainee's tool kit, 1 scriber 100 mm, 1 hacksaw frame and blade 300 mm, 1 hand drilling machine 6 mm capacity, 1 HSS drill bit 6 mm and 3 mm, 1 round nose plier 150 mm, 1 crimping tool 200 mm, 1 digital multimeter, 1 mega 500 volts, 1 contactor 4-pole 16 amps 240 volts, 1 thermal overload relay 10 amps and 415 volts, 1 overload relay 15 amps and 415 volts, 1 push button, green and red each, 1 indicator lamp with holder, red, yellow and blue, 1 MCB 3-pole 16 amps and 415 volts, 1 meter raceways, 1 meter DIN rail, wire clips as required, terminal connectors as required, wire ferrule as required, grommets as required, lug or thimble as required, 10 meters cable binding straps and buttons, 15 nylon cable ties, PVC 1.5 square mm copper cable 660 volts as required, assorted size bolt and nuts as required. Before we get into the exercise, let us understand what forward and reverse operation control of the induction motor means. Forward and reverse control of an induction motor means the ability to control the direction of rotation of the motor either in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction by changing the sequence of the three-phase power supply to the motor. Some examples of forward and reverse operation of induction motors in daily use are lifts and electric vehicles. In today's exercise, we need to develop the control and power circuit diagram for forward and reverse operation control of an induction motor. Draw the control and power circuit and check the correctness in figure 1 and 2. In the schematic diagram of the control circuit for forward and reverse operation, we have used the normally open push button for closing the circuit for forward or reverse operation, normally closed push button for stopping the motor, OLR or the overload relay to protect the motor from overload currents. Interlock contacts are used to avoid short circuit or faulty operation during the change of direction of motor by pressing the forward operation or reverse operation. Label the terminal number in the control and power circuit diagram. Let us draw the layout diagram as per the control circuit developed and mark the layout in the control panel. Draw a layout diagram first. Select and check the required accessories. Use a steel rule and scriber to mark the layout inside the control panel cabinet. According to the layout diagram, mark and cut the DIN rail and raceways. Mark the fixing holes and make drills to fix control accessories, DIN rails and raceways as per the marking. Fix the control accessories, raceways and DIN rails using screws and bolts. Finally, mark and use drills to make the necessary holes in the door of the panel for the indicator lamp, push button and wire clips according to the markings. Let us wire the control circuit. Fix the control accessories like relay contactors, push buttons, indicating lamps, etc. on the control panel as per the layout. Measure and cut the cable as per layout. Insert the ferrule numbers at both ends of the terminals as per the layout. Leave some extra length of wires in the raceways for easy maintenance and repair. Run the wires in the raceways one by one. Avoid the crossover of wires. To avoid the crossover, the vertical wires can be run followed by the horizontal run. Skin the wire ends and crimp with suitable lugs or thimbles. Connect the power and control circuits wires as per the circuit diagram in figures 7 and 8. Route the wires in the raceways. Punch and tie the wires in the raceways using cable binding straps and button. Leave the excess wires, if any, in the bends or in the raceways. Cover the PVC raceways over the wiring. Take necessary care to avoid the crushing of cables when covering the raceways. Make the U-loops of wires in the hinged doors. Bunch and tie the cable in the doors. Fix the wire clips at suitable places to hold the cables in the panel door. U-loop should not disturb the movement and closing of the panel door. Connecting the incoming and outgoing terminals as per the diagram and terminal details. Use the grommets to avoid straining the cables. Earth the panel and door and metal devices. If multiple earths are used, use a common earth terminal and strips. Measure the insulation resistance of the panel. If the IR value is less than 1 megohm, take suitable remedial action. Set the overload relay according to the full load current rating of the induction motor. Let us now test the control panel for forward and reverse of the induction motor. Before switching on the main supply, we first need to check whether the control circuit works properly or not. So first, switch on only the control circuit supply. Test the control panel working for forward and reverse induction motor operation by operating forward or reverse start push buttons. When the forward push button is pressed, only the forward relay contactor should pick up. Similarly, when the reverse push button is pressed, only the reverse relay contactor should pick up. Ensure the contactor pickup and drops respectively. When pressing the stop push button, all the relay contactors should drop. Remember, the reversing of the direction of motor can be made only after switching off the motor. Check the proper functioning of indicating lamps when motor is in operation. If the control circuit operates satisfactorily, then switch on the power circuit of the motor. Finally, test the forward and reverse operation of the induction motor by operating forward or reverse start push buttons and record the observations. In this setup, we have seen how to make the layout of the control panel and then how to assemble control elements with wiring accessories for forward and reverse operation of the induction motor. These concepts will serve as a foundation for our understanding of advanced topics in the upcoming sessions. Thank you for your attention and participation. Let us meet again in the next session.